Putin's oligarchs will have nowhere to hide with widened sanctions if Russia invades Ukraine, as UK rules nothing out.
Here's a summary of the article.
Vladimir Putin's oligarchs will have nowhere to hide under toughened UK sanctions, and British weapons and cash could be sent to Ukraine if Russia invades, the Foreign Secretary has said. That's why we are offering to deploy extra troops into Estonia, we are providing more air support across the Black Sea, and we are supplying defensive weapons to Ukraine to make sure they are in the best possible position should Vladimir Putin try to stage an incursion. So there would be nowhere to hide for Putin's oligarchs or Russian companies involved in propping up the Russian state. In a message to Berlin, Ms. Truss also said that a new gas pipeline between Russia and Germany should be halted in the event of Mr. Putin invading Ukraine. She said the UK's role was to make sure that a military invasion of Ukraine would not be simple for Russia. Bill Browder, the campaigner who was one of the architects of the UK's existing sanctions legislation, backed the seizure of Russian oligarchs' assets as the cleanest, safest and simplest way of deterring an invasion of Ukraine. So, in my mind, the cleanest, safest and simplest way of deterring Vladimir Putin from invading Ukraine is to go after his money.
This post received a score of 21,000, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Great. Some soccer clubs for sale, soon.
I'm getting my cash ready. This looks like a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Wanna go halvies in Chelsea?
Look at me. I'm on the board of directors.
King in the castle. King in the castle.
I have a chair. I have a chair.
Do this. So this.
Should have been done after the Salisbury poisoning, or other Russian assassinations carried out on European soil. Has this idea of being able to reason with Putin just emboldened him? Is the tide finally turning on how to deal with Putin?
Absolutely agree 1000% that this should been done after the Skripal poisonings in 2018. Unfortunately, I think we are going to find out soon via these unexplained wealth orders how corrupt London actually is.
Should have been done when Russia illegally occupied another country's territory. Should have been done the second ties between politicians and their influence was found. But money talks, so that's why we can't have nice things.
Should have happened when a Dutch airliner with like 300 people on board was shot down by their proxy fighters using their weapons. Bingo.
Putin's oligarchs in UK should be reined in regardless of whether there is an invasion or not.
Would that scare many other shady business? Is not like London isn't profiting from it. It would be like asking a tax haven to release data from a certain country. It would scare many other investors that make the country economy to flourish.
So maybe it should stop being a tax haven.
Tax haven would technically refer to something else.
Yeah, tax havens are like the island incorporation HQ loophole all the big companies were using, or Cayman Islands stuff. This is more stolen, swindled assets in a Swiss bank account full of swindled assets-style money hoarding plus laundering where the goal is to keep it in a form that will both retain its value globally and be accessible to its owners without being especially visible or vulnerable to others' intervention.
London real estate prices drop slightly?
Saudis will just swoop in.
Foreign nationals that do not live in the UK should not be allowed to buy any property.
You can demand much but money talks.
Sadly, I know exactly how the UK government think and operate.
Hide? They don't need to hide, they are in House of Lords.
Baron of Siberia, well thank you, Boris.
Wow, really? Super villain in the making. You weren't joking. Is it common for these peerages to include foreign lands?
This could be bad news for the owners of those empty houses with 12 Olympic-sized swimming pools in their excavated basements. Or not, because Boris is gonna Boris.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.